Yeah, we'll see who gets here. We'll see if anybody gets here. I'll throw this over on Facebook on the one account I have open. Oh, let's see. Do it this way. Oh, that's right. Going to live. That's where we're at. Shareable link. And throw some of this stuff up, and we'll see what we get. Let's see. I'll throw this in there and see if anybody pops up there. Oh, you guys can't see anything either because that's stuff down there. Probably a little harder to hear over there too. Let's try this. See if that makes it any better. At least you'll be able to see me now. I almost forgot about that. We're gonna get that thing set up a little bit. Let's take a peek. Been a while since I've done it. Hey, look at that. Been a while since I've done anything. Right. Yeah. Don't even get to see my good stuff. All right. We'll see if somebody pops in here in a little bit. Oh yeah, we'll do one in there too. Oh, I can't do it in that one though. So let's go into groups. Excuse me. And we got one there. Yeah, we'll put one in there. I'm gonna sneeze. Goodness. That was a mild sneeze. That's not what I want. Come on. Come on, damn you. No prep junkies. There you go. Come, give it up. Yeah, let's see. Madden. Low riders. Leave those couple out there. See what happens. Take a step off the computer for a few minutes here. We'll see if we get some people in here. Maybe I should get something going. Just so it's rolling in the background a little bit. It's a little after 10 a.m. Well, let's see. This is going to play in the background because I'm not going to flip the camera around so you can see anything. Don't want to get slammed by boob tube. could be interesting. Alright, well, you guys hang. Alright, we'll listen to this one. Reaction of Brad and Lex.
See, I would not have understood the song at all if it wasn't for you. Like, all right, this is our first time listening to Greg. Checking out the song, The Guitar Man. Let's get into it.
I think, okay, this 60s.
Who draws the crowd and plays so loud, baby? It's the guitar man. Who's gonna see the show? You know, baby, it's the guitar man. He can make you laugh, he can make you cry. He will bring you down, he'll get you high. Something keeps him going miles and miles a day to find another place to play. Night after night, who treats you right, baby, it's the guitar man. Who's on the radio, you go listen to the guitar man. When he comes to town, and you see his face, and you think you might like to take his place. Something keeps him drifting miles and miles away, searching for the songs to play. Then you listen to the music and you like to sing along.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh.
how do you like this one?
I like it. I like it so much because the guitar, the like wow 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 sound is so like in my mind in the 60s, people are like smoking and chilling and vibing, and then the party, like, you know what I mean, it turns up, you know what I'm saying? It's like the style and energy just takes me there. Takes me to the like late 60s, early 70s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I would not have understood the song at all if it wasn't for you. Like watching you during this channel or sitting next to you.
Oh, why?
Because the guitar changes your mood so much. It's like he could bring you down, he could make you high and all this stuff. But before this, I'd be like, what? Like, is the guitar man a synonym for like a D-boy or something? You know what I mean?
Oh, that is true. The lyrics.
I was like, I was sitting next to you long enough. Okay, I think I kind of get what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
Every time he adds a little sprinkle of like, bow, 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 I'm like, ooh, it's like such a, it's a good song.
Then you listen to the music and you like to sing along. You want to get the meaning out of each and every song. Then you find yourself a message and some words to call your own and take them home. He can make you love, he can get you high. He will bring you down, and he'll make you cry. Something keeps him moving, but no one seems to know what it is that makes him go. Then the lights begin to flicker and the sound is getting dim. The voice begins to falter and the crowds are getting thin. But he never seems to notice, he's just got to find another place to play. Get away. Got to play.
It had a good sound to it.
Ooh, I like that. Especially the oh.
It was definitely easy on the ears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chill. I don't know about party music, but maybe like a chill, kick back, get together kind of thing.
More.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Porn,
know.
maybe?
I don't know. I don't know if you guys
Damn
have to tell us,
kids.
but
Yeah.
I definitely feel like, you know, there's parties where you're like lit and screaming and up, and there's parties where you're down, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
for
sometimes
sure.
it starts down and it gets up, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's an interesting start to a party.
I don't know. Anybody's been up yet? Except for Spammer from Russia, apparently. Alright. A little better. So hopefully y'all having a good morning so far. Everybody's enjoying what they got for the morning and day. You know, on the West Coast right now, it's just barely 7 a.m., I think. I think it's just a little after 10 here, yeah, 10:30. So it's about 7:30, 6:30, 7:30 out on the Westy Coast. Over in the commie land of America. Of course, they're not just on the West Coast. They seem to be all over the damn place. Even here in Michigan, where I'm at. Yeah, put a little more in there. Getting breakfast for my head. So yeah, it's not too bad. You can see outside. It's not sunny here at all this morning, but it's not bad temperature-wise. I thought it was gonna get cold and snow again, but we're almost 50 degrees this morning. We'll be back down in the 20s by tomorrow, though. It don't look like we're gonna have a white Christmas for the most part here around my area in Michigan. I thought we were though last week. 2 days ago, yesterday. Yesterday we got 3 fresh inches in the morning, and then it warmed up in the afternoon and evening, and it was almost 45 degrees last night when I went to bed at like 1 o'clock. So we got a little bit of a warmth in here coming in from the south. Wind's blowing in from the southwest a bit, warming us up a tad. I've been watching and looking at, reports and, all this insanity that these politicians and politically geared career people, like meteorologists, a bunch of them are talking about how, hottest Christmas ever. Global warming, cow farts, and man burps are putting too much CO2 in the air, and it's causing issues. Well, we are in 2021. 41 years ago, in 1980, when I was 13 years old. Woke up on Christmas morning and opened up, I guess, and it was a gorgeous sunny day out. And one of the things I got, this was in Michigan, right here, pretty much same place I'm at today. I ended up, after my parents passed, both of them ended up dying. I bought the house. Took the house, and so I'm actually in the very same house that I was in at 13 years old on Christmas Day, 1980. I got a brand new remote control RC car. 1980, there really weren't too many options. It was a Nico, got it out of Radio Shack. Pretty sure it was Nico brand that come out of Radio Shack. It was an on-road Le Mans car, old, 27 megahertz AM radio, old, inexpensive, basic, toy grade RC. It's what we could afford here. My parents, could afford, could find at the time. Wasn't too much around 1980 as far as toy grade RCs go that was affordable. So anyways, got this thing on Christmas Day. 3 days earlier in 1980, we had almost a foot of snow. I mean, we had a good amount of snow. In those 3 days leading up to Christmas Day, it melted. It went from like 25 degrees into the 50s on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. It got nice and warm. All the snow, I think it warmed up. It rained on the 23rd, I think, real good. So pretty much by the 24th, all the snow was pretty much melted. And on Christmas Day, I was outside. There's a cement sidewalk around in the front of my house. It's where it used to be what a trailer house sat on when the people who put this place here, this modular in place, they had a trailer that they put up and then put the modular in behind it as they lived in the trailer as they were getting the yard and surrounding area all set up. Anyways, got a big old cement slab out front. It runs around a circle, and I jumped on my jumped outside in a pair of shorts and a tank top. It was 67, 66, 67 degrees outside. Gorgeous sunny day. The wind was blowing out of the south-southwest. It was a warm wind. And I played outside all day in 1980 in a pair of shorts and a tank top in Michigan on Christmas Day, when just days before it was 25 degrees out. And days after, by the 27th, 28th of December 1980, we had another couple good inches of snow, and by the 1st of January, almost 2 feet. So for 4 days, right at Christmas, it was 66 degrees here. Now, all these fools out here today are, oh, global warming's gonna kill you, because some people might see 50s. It was warmer 41 years ago in this very location than it is today. Very similar setting, except it was very sunny. There was almost no clouds in the sky, and obviously if you look out back, it's bright out, but there's no clouds out there. That's just kind of reflection because the windows are a bit dirty and the light's bouncing here. Let me see if I can get you a little better shot. Probably not, just because of the way that light is. But anywho, yeah, it was 66, 67, maybe even 68 degrees that day. It was a gorgeous day. I spent the whole day outside, went through a bunch of batteries, play with my RC. Ran a couple of these and took just D batteries in the rig itself. So had to have a bunch of Ds, and they weren't rechargeable at the time. So yeah, I went through like 8 or 12 D batteries in the first day because it just drained them right down. But yeah, so global warming, global, it's worldwide bull. Because to believe that would be to believe that they've had records go back forever and they're all out there for you to see. But if you listen to these these meteorologists today, they're going to tell you Hottest on record. This Christmas is the hottest Christmas on record. You're gonna die. Stop farting. No, it's not the hardest on record. The records today, records only go back to the 2000s, if not the late 1990s. So when they say hottest on record, their records didn't start until the turn of this last century. Totally omitting the thousands and thousands and thousands of recorded data that we have accumulated in the last 100 years in this scientific technological boom. So you've got politicians and meteorologists telling you global warming is going to kill you. It's the hottest Christmas on record, you dirty humans. They don't tell you is they're only going back 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 years at max on records. And I just sat here and told you 41 years ago, it was 16 degrees hotter than it was right now. And then it turned right around and we got 2 foot of snow within a week. So is the weather changing? Yeah, I'm in Michigan. Our motto is if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. It'll change. Because that's Michigan. It's raining, snowing, sleeting, 80 degrees, typically sometimes within the same day. So yes, weather changes. That's what happens. We have these things called seasons, winter, summer, spring, and fall. That's the changing weather. Are you causing that because you're farting and exhaling? Or is it the wobble of the earth, as we coast around the sun? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is being told to you is true and it's not. I've come to realize how the education system has been able to keep us all generationally from working together. The Gen Xers are arguing with the boomers, and they're both arguing with the millennials. The millennials are, arguing with Gen Z. Gen Z's arguing with all of them, except they're agreeing with some of the boomer. Why is that? Well, it's because they've taught every generation something different. They give us the same structure, but they taught the boomers this ideology. They taught me and the Gen Xers this ideology. They taught the Gen Zs that ideology. And now they're teaching Gen X or Gen Zs. Now they're teaching, or millennials. Now they're teaching Gen Zs another ideology. So you go to Christmas dinner and you've got 4 generations: great grandparents, grandparents, parents, children. They've all been taught different topics or different things about the same topic. So when they try to talk about quote unquote global warming, the Gen X and millennials are all freaking out. You old boomers are killing us. You don't get it. And the boomers can't understand the millennials because they were taught something completely different. Same thing with our Gen Xers, who are now the parents, and some of us are grandparents. We've been taught slightly different things between our generation. We've all been so damn busy, stuck working, paying the mortgage, paying the electricity, making sure the kids have got iPhones. Their wife's got a new car to keep up with the Johnsons next door because they got a new Mercedes, don't you know? We've been so busy, stuck on playing their game, that we've not realized that they've been changing the game itself. And that's the biggest issue. One of the biggest issues, anyways. So what my mom and dad were taught, while similar to what I was taught, was different enough that it didn't allow us to see eye to eyes on many things in certain ideological comments and discussions, conversations. And then the same goes to my child, who is now 30, and then down to the Gen Zs and stuff who are, children and babies and young, kids right now, and just getting into their teens. They taught us all slightly different stuff. Oh boy, look, we got more crap. Spammers. Move YouTube. So yeah, they've taught us all different crap. And because they taught us all different crap, then that's why we have arguments. We've been taught to not have hard conversations. Don't talk about politics. You may offend someone. Don't talk about religion. You may offend someone. Don't talk about government corruption. You may be called a conspiracy theorist. Now, the first thing you got to do is stop worrying about what anybody else thinks, because that's the first trap you fall into. I don't care what anybody thinks, what they think of me, what they think of my opinions, what they think of the laws, what they think of the world. You're all allowed to think what you're allowed to think, and I'm allowed to think what I'm allowed to think. What I do care about is, can we converse about what we think and come to some agreements? Because we all have way more in common than we have separate. Doesn't matter which part of the plane you fall on. So yeah, we got a lot of misinformation out there. You know, things were different in the 70s, that's for sure. 80s, absolutely, when I was graduating high school in 84. Well, 85, actually. I stayed around the second year. That's a whole different topic for a whole different video. So yeah, there's just be very aware that these talking heads and people we know who have come to believe and trust and have faith in our government and the media, please open your eyes. Put some water on your face, step back, rub your eyes, open them up, and take a good look. You are being lied to. The problem is, you know, we have, again, been taught on how to trust people we have no reason to trust. Now I'll go through that a little bit. Growing up, we're told you need to be educated, you need to go to college, you need to get a degree, you're never going to be anything unless you follow along with the miseducation. And as I earlier explained, the general education, math, science, reading, all these other things, they teach the core premise, 2 + 2 = 4. The stuff they throw in, or the propaganda that is mixed into simple math questions, simple lessons in school, is how they make us think differently than the last generation or the generation that comes after. With some very common tenets, overcast all of them. Now you got to go to college and get a college degree if you're going to be anything. If you ever want to be anything but a low-life, broke loser, you got to go to college. Yeah, that's a lie. Especially today. And in that lie is a bunch of a problem. So, part of the issue here is, let's say you go to college and you become an electrical engineer, something a lot of people do. So you're an electrical engineer. you're taught as an electrical engineer, if you need something done that has to do with plumbing, well, you're not that guy. You're not intelligent enough. You're not educated enough. You've not become learned in plumbing. So therefore, you have to trust the plumber. You got to go to the plumbing engineer, HVAC, whatever. Because you know electrical, he's the plumbing guy. Oh, you guys need mechanic on your car? Well, that's that guy over there. You can't trust yourselves. You ain't smart enough to be a mechanic on a car. You're an electrician. You're not smart enough to be a mechanic on a car. You're a plumber. You guys got to go pay this guy who's smart enough to be a mechanic on a car because he's not smart enough to be an electrician or a plumber. So they've helped us help ourselves into helping them keep us and divide us and convince people that you're not smart unless you've been college educated in something. Because here's the thing, as a guy who didn't go to college and lived much of my life in the construction world, building commercial, residential, and things like of similar nature, where from houses and commercial buildings, all that. Electrical and plumbing as a basic core tenet of pathways, what they do, how they operate, the functions they serve are almost identical. There's no reason a plumber cannot easily understand how electrical goes, because they're working in the same damn things. They just have slightly different variations. In plumbing, you've got supply line and waste line, water coming in and water going out as water is being used at the interface, faucets and tubs, sinks, toilets. With electrical, you've got power coming in and power going out. It's a two-way system. It's just not power coming into your electrical components and then it uses that power and that power's gone. No, you've got a power line, a feed line, a ground line, a negative line. The biggest difference is you don't want to mix your power and your water. That's bad. But the whole concept of running electricity, you got outlets like faucets, like sinks. You got supply lines, the power coming in from the main feed or the water coming in from the main line or the pump if you have a well system. Got the outline, the reconnect to the grid or the drain wastewater line. These are almost identical in construction terms and construction usage, but you can't mix them. You'll kill people with electricity and water, obviously. But they convinced the electrician that he's too stupid to understand plumbing, the plumber that he's too stupid to understand electrician, and both of them convinced them that they're too stupid to understand how to fix the car or change the tire, because that's what the mechanic was taught to do. And in doing so, they've taught intelligent people that they're stupid, and they believe it. Because I'm a plumber, I don't know anything about electricity. It's just too complicated. They've done this on many things: government, religion, taxes. Don't talk about taxes. You're gonna piss off. You're gonna have a big fight. It's because nobody understands it. That's why people argue, and it's confusing and it's complicated. No, it's not. You've been lied to. It's not confusing. They've made you think it's complicated because if you don't think about it, you can't see how you are being lied to. And if you don't think about how you're being lied to, you're going to be continually lied to. So these are the issues we are facing. Here we are, Christmas Day 2021. It's about 50 degrees here in Midland, Michigan. And 41 years ago, it was 65 degrees. I was outside in shorts and a tank top playing with my RC car on Christmas Day. And don't be fooled by this big white beard. I'm not as old as it makes me look. I'm 55. Although I look 75 because didn't have the greatest teeth last me all my life, so I had them pulled out. And I got this big ass white beard. But I started going salt and pepper in my late 30s, and by 45, I was pretty much white in all my beard except for my mustache and chin area. But by the time I got to be 50, this all turned now. I'm 55 now, so I've been pretty much white solid for the last 5 or so plus years. A little bit of charcoal in there, a little bit of dark hair, but not gray on top. Getting gray, but I got pretty good, pretty good dark hair. Still long. It's thin, not as long as it was. It used to be way down past my waist. So yeah, when it comes to Christmas in discussions with your family, don't be afraid to have those conversations. Preface them with, to gain a better understanding for all of us, let's talk about this. Let's not get emotionally attached. Let's critically and logically think about what we've been taught, and then look at observed reality, real life, and see if they match. Chances are you're going to find out they might overlap, but they're not matching, and then you got to wonder why. Well, it's been 37 minutes. Only had 2 spammers pop in. I probably should try to start doing this more often if I want to actually build a following again. I should have kept going in 2007, 2008, just as Facebook, just as YouTube was kind of coming around. I had a YouTube channel, this channel, started back then, changed the name a couple times. But I was putting up videos of my RC stuff back in 2007, 2008, 2009, at least some of the HPI Baja stuff out at Sand Lake. Did a little bit of the crawling stuff, but I think some of those videos have gotten corrupted and lost over the years, because I had a few on here, but I don't have them anymore, and I can't find them. Oh, Facebook. So anyways, doesn't look like we're going to have anybody swing in, which is all good. It's early Christmas morning. Lots of people doing their Christmas morning stuff. It's almost 8 a.m. on the left coast, out in the Cali area. So, Merry Christmas to all. So many people have seen these things. Anybody? Morning coffee with HBF and Turtle Racing. I see somebody just popped in here. But yeah, I've had this cup for over, well, I think Dave got these around 2009, 2010, Turtle Racing Products.com. I'm not sure if Dave's still in business. I think he is. I know he was really busy for a long time, and then I got out of RC and lost track of everybody. But yeah, Turtle Racing thing from HBF. HPI Baja Forum, for those of you who may remember it. For those of you that don't, this is the Baja Forum for the HPI Baja, obviously. It was started in like 07. I believe it was Rob who started it. What was Rob's last name? Can't quite remember right now. It'll come to me. It's been a while since I thought about these people. I haven't talked to them in over a decade, mostly. I think last time I talked to Turtle Dave was, 2011, 2012. Yama Dude, Fat Dad, and all the other guys from the forum. Good times, good times. Lots of fun. God, that Baja was a badass mofo. For all those people that are from the old HBI Baja Forum. How you doing? Hope you're all well. Hope you're all still alive, still with us, still kicking, and still being full of piss and vinegar. We had a lot of people full of piss and vinegar on that forum, boy. Whew. That was when Red Cat first started coming out, and a lot of people were getting the Red Cat, fifth scale gassers, and they were not all that high end quality at the time. They were like $500, 400, 500 bucks you could pick them up for. They had some they weren't bad. They weren't complete knockoffs. They had some of their own things. They used a little bit of FG, a little bit of Harm, a little bit of Ludenbacher, a little bit of American stuff. They kind of took different variations of parts from different companies, and then that was what the Red Cat became. Of course, I know they were just buying a platform, but it wasn't an exact copy like the King Motors of the Baja was almost an exact copy of the HPI Baja, made in the same factory most of the time. So yeah, there was a lot of it. Red Cat was doing their own thing, kind of borrowing ideas and putting them together. So I wouldn't call them a knockoff copy company because they weren't. Although they used ideas, they didn't make exact copies of the entire rig like a lot of these Chinese manufacturers end up doing. But so yeah, Red Cat come out, and they had their issues, and there was the HPA Baja, and then there was of course FG and Harm, and a few of the others, Ludenbacher, a few of the other European manufacturers of large scale gassers. But yeah, that broke open in the States here, and it caught on, and gassers are still kind of hanging on bigger than they were. But yeah, the gas RC scene, two-stroke petrol gasoline running vehicles never took off or got as big here in the States as they were over in Europe and still are. When you talk RC in Europe, the vast majority of RC in Europe, your big RC forums are all large scale forums. There are people running on road gassers, F1s, monster trucks, stadium type trucks. That's a huge scene over in the European Great Britain area. Why here in the States, it's more of a smaller RCs, and we're just now kind of getting in the idea of bigger RCs is better, which is kind of amazing for America. Usually we do everything bigger is better. So yeah, it's been an interesting 30 plus years now, seeing how RCs change and technology changed and word definitions have changed and social stigma has changed. Propaganda is still the same, and so is the fake fiat dollar, except it's worth less. Not exactly worthless, but worth less than it was. So, well, she's 44, 45 minutes. Nobody's really stopped in, one or two people. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream and just let her hang. I want to say, Merry Christmas to all y'all. Thanks for, checking it out. Hit the like, subscribe. Trying to grow this channel up a little bit. I need to do more content to do that. And I will be doing more content. Merry Christmas to all. May you have a good and enduring continued 2021 for the next week that we have left, 6 days or so. And let's hope 2022 gets a little bit better. But that's up to you. Don't wait for government. Don't trust government. And certainly don't trust these lying media. Meme, scream media. They are lying to yourself. They're lying to themselves. They're lying to you. Got you lying to yourself and lying to everybody else, and you don't even know it. Because we don't know that we don't know what we don't know. So with that being said, let's go Brandon and have a great 2021 rest of the year, and let's look forward to a better 2022. You guys take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you.